Hi, thanks for being with us for this little video I've put together on marketing and how to recession-proof your business. It's a subject that I could probably talk on for 10 days without repeating myself, but I'm going to do what I can to cover this in 10 minutes and give you some great pointers, so hang on for a fast ride. Okay, so what I've found over the years is that business owners tend to fall into two camps. The first camp are those that think this marketing thing's probably a good idea, and the second camp are those who think this marketing's a good idea and then actually do something with it. So, if I had only one goal for you, it would be to help you make your business immune to the ups and downs of the economy. The alternative is to have you and your family's financial future in the hands of the government. And personally, that idea horrifies me, whoever's in power. What you need to do is to get immunized. Take action now so that you control your world and not outside influences controlling your world. Let's get right down to business then. What you've got to do is learn how to throw a fence around your customers and clients and protect them from other businesses encroaching upon them. That's all very well and good, but how are you going to do that? Well, first of all, you need to be communicating with them regularly and often, giving them interesting information and not just asking them to buy stuff from you. When I talk about communicating, in this modern day and world, we can actually talk to customers very easily through lots of means, through social media like Twitter and Facebook. We can send them emails, and to communicate with your customers once or twice a week isn't too much if you are providing them with useful, informative stuff and not just throwing advertising at them constantly. It's no longer useful or good to be in touch with your customers once or twice a year. That's not staying in touch. You've got to be there all the time for them. The next thing I want to talk about with you is pricing. Pricing is so important, but it's not just the price, it's about value. What you have to understand is that in this economy, most business owners cut their prices, but the answer is to increase the value of what you're offering. Just think, if you cut your prices, what sort of a message is that sending? It's telling people either that you were overcharging before, or that your services perhaps aren't really worth as much as they thought they were. What you've got to do is increase value, and the two best ways I know of that of doing that are first of all by offering amazing guarantees and taking the risk away from the client. You're supplying the service, so you should take the risk on. So do that by offering amazing guarantees, 100% money back guarantee of satisfaction, and increase the levels of your service. It's so important today. You need to be thinking in terms of amazing your customers and really astonishing them with the quality and service that you provide, providing them with absolute customer bliss and not just customer satisfaction. The third thing you need to do is really understand that you are in the business of marketing and making sales. It's not about being a mechanic or providing a laundry service or being an accountant. Your actual business is marketing your business. No sales, no business. And contrary to what most people believe, marketing is not just about the selling. It's about allowing other people to see the value that you offer and how it is so going to be so good for them. It's about becoming accepted by them and in a position where they allow you to make recommendations to them. Yeah, sales is important, but it's the marketing that gets them to the point where the sales can actually be made. And if your marketing is right, then you become great at demonstrating the value that you offer, and your business will be bulletproof and recession proof. Now, this fourth point is something that normally when I go into a business, what I do is I tell them to stop advertising. More often than not, small businesses are spending money advertising in ways that is not producing for them. They're in business to make a profit. And if they're advertising, the advertising should be making a profit. And if it's not making a profit, they shouldn't be doing it. Most businesses don't even know whether it's making a profit or not. They're spending money here, there, and everywhere. A little bit here, a little bit there, and they're just getting no results from it. So you can now, in this economy, cut the cost of your advertising in half and make more money from it. It's a great opportunity at this time, in this day and age, to test marketing, because when it does work, it can be incredibly profitable. And with advertising costs coming down, because a lot of businesses are cutting back, there's always space available here, there, and everywhere. So get on to your local advertising people and say, you know, I'm not interested in doing anything necessarily, but if you've got any special offers coming up, let me know about them. And you might find that you're getting a quarter page that they normally sell for £300 and they'll offer it to you for £80. And don't forget, they're offering it to you for £80. You can probably even knock them down on that and get it for 50 quid. So you can get what most people would normally be paying £300 for as little as £50. It's a great opportunity to test what is going on in the market and see how it works for you. And it's something that your competitors are probably not doing. They're cutting back, and because it's cheaper, you can see what works. And when you've found out what works, then the great thing is that you'll be in a wonderful position once the economy starts to pick up, and it will pick up, to actually take this forward and get more benefit. This fifth point is something that is really, really important. You've got to become the expert in your industry. People are afraid, they're confused, they're nervous, they don't understand what's going on, and they need people to reassure them. And that includes your prospects, customers, and clients. And how you set yourself up as being the expert in your area is very, very important to them. Some people say, well, I'm not really an expert. But listen, if you know a little bit more about something than somebody else, to them, you are an expert. And most people that I talk to really are truly experts in what they do. So let people know about it. Let them know and show them how they can get advice from you. Position yourself in the role. How? You can write articles. You can do presentations at local local business events. Go to networking meetings and talk about your business and how you can help people. Blogging is great. You've all heard about blogs today. You might not know them, you might not have tried them, but they're a great way of getting your message out there and becoming respected and known as the go-to guy or the go-to gal in your industry. And once you become this and you become a leader in your business area, then people will flock to you and you won't lose clients regardless of the economy. Now, having looked at these 5 points, what I want to say is don't get hung up in the committee syndrome. And this is where you get all hung up and start discussing things, sometimes even with yourself, and never really get into any action. I can tell you right now that there are boards of directors and an organisation that I suggested things to years ago that are still discussing whether or not they'll work. Don't waste time working out whether something will work or not. What you have to do is be great at marketing, and that's not about trying to predict the future or how well something will work. It's about testing and measuring new methods, finding out what works best and doing more of it. Wealthy business owners know it's about finding out what does not work, so that you can move on to the next successful approach. And that's what it's all about. You've got to just get in there and start doing things. Don't get all caught up in analysis paralysis. Believe me, no matter how many great ideas you've got swirling around inside your head, they're not worth a penny, not a red cent, whatever you want to say. They're absolutely worthless until you actually take action upon them. So never replace action with analysis. So here's a way that you can really kickstart what you're doing and start making a difference in your business. First of all, write down your top 5 marketing ideas. Get them down on paper. Different things that you think have the best chance of working for you. If you can't think of 5 things, just have a little brainstorming session with your customers, with your wife, your husband, with anybody in your family, with the public. Ask people in the street what they think about things. It doesn't matter. Just get some ideas. Get 5 ideas, and then realize that you don't know what's going to happen with them until you test them. So get involved in getting them down and getting started with them. Remember that in marketing there's no such thing as a failure. There's only finding out what works and what doesn't. We all have a choice in this world. We can choose what we want to do, and we can choose how fast we want to do it. Now you can choose whether you want to make more money next week or next year, or never, or whether you become a growth business in this time of the economy, or you become a business that's threatened and may even go out of business. The choice is yours. So get started right now. Take action, and don't do things one at a time. It can be boring. You know, if there's 3 new things that you want to do to try and get more customers, do them all at the same time. It'll triple your effectiveness because you'll get results faster. We've often been conditioned to do things one at a time. Life's too short for that. Take action now. Take massive action and do it all at the same time. And this will make you so much more effective than the competition. And you'll get into this thing. You'll find it exciting, breathtaking. And so will your customers. They'll see this activity and this movement, and they'll flock to you. Believe me. Don't get hung up in tiny details. There's an 80-20 rule. It says lots of things. You know, it says that 20% of the people will give you 80% of the sales, and 20% of your staff will do 80% of the work, and all this sort of thing. But if you think it's going to take you 20 hours at the keyboard to write the perfect copy for your website, the truth is you're probably going to get it more or less right in the first 4 hours. So why waste the remaining 16 hours? For such a tiny return? You can get things working, get them working right away, as fast as you can. You can always do the little tweaks and things afterwards. You know, you can start measuring and say, well, maybe if I did this, then it would help things. But just get the thing started. Go in and with the intention of, okay, I'm going to get this thing moving and get it as right as you can, as fast as you can, and then move on and keep the thing rolling. There's no premium in spending that the other 80% of your time on something that's going to produce just 20% of the results. So get started now, and don't look for perfection. Perfection just doesn't happen if you're waiting for the right time or the perfect opportunity. You're never going to get anything done. The time is now. Get to it and start working straight away. Finally, customer appreciation. Do your customers know how much you appreciate their business? Let them know. Send them thank you cards in the mail. I mean, how many people get a thank you card from somebody they've dealt with in the mail? It gets them really talking. You know, they say, I took my car in for a service the other day, and I got a thank you card in the mail from them. And they say, oh, yeah, who was that? And it starts the word going round, you know. People say that word of mouth is the best advertising, and it is. Believe me, it is. But there are lots of ways of doing it, and lots of ways that you can make it work better for you. And one of them is letting your customers really know and understand that you appreciate your business, especially new customers, but also existing customers. Thank them and be enthusiastic in your thanking of them for their